If you've ever been frustrated with trimming a window, you know the problems. Bad miters, getting trimmed the right length, and miters that open up after time. Before you try it again, let me show you a foolproof system that'll work for you every single time. Believe it or not, you don't even need a tape measure, but you will need a miter saw and a brad nailer, along with 2 sizes of brads, 1 inch for pinning corners and into the jamb, and 2 1/4 inch ones for nailing the thicker part of the trim through the drywall. Start by making marks 3/16 of an inch from each corner. You'll use these for establishing the reveal. That's the space between the jamb and the trim. Cut a 45-degree miter on one end of the trim, then hold it up to the window, lining up the miter with the pencil marks. Mark the short point of the other miter using the pencil marks at the other side of the window. Then sneak up on the mark by chopping away finer and finer cuts until you reach your mark. Line up the miters with the pencil marks, then nail it to the jamb with 1-inch pins. Switch over to 2 1/4 inch pins and nail the top. Add the trim to the first side, beginning with another miter at the top of the board. Check for fit and adjust the miter before you cut the board to length. Make fine adjustments on your saw to fix any open miters before cutting the bottom. When you get the top miter perfectly fitted, mark and cut the bottom one. Spread some glue on the miter. Next, pin the miter together from both sides. And then through the drywall into the framing. The last piece is the trickiest one to do because it's the only one that has to fit perfectly between 2 other miters. Here's how to pull that off. Cut a miter on just one end first and then check the fit by overlapping the other end. Adjust the miter by recutting until it fits perfectly. Then cut the miter at the other end, but don't cut it to length just yet. Overlap the first miter to check the fit and recut until you get it perfect. When you're happy with the saw setting, flip the trim board upside down and mark the long point for cutting to length. Sneak up on your mark and keep test fitting at the window until you get a perfect fit. Sometimes you'll have to go back 3 or 4 times until you get it perfect. With this system, you'll get a window trim job that's every bit as good as a professional can do, and that means perfect miters in every corner.